We're rolling right along here on Big 12 today on Big 12 Radio, powered by Modelo, where off-season optimism is mandatory. Today we'll look at Arizona State's transfer portal class later on during the show. He's Ari Timken. I'm James Westling. This is the Big 12 Conference. This is a different league. And Ari, what do we say about power rankings?
Look, it's not good enough to just have things in this world, especially roads that continue to be sheets and sheets of ice. You have to power rank them accordingly. I don't know what that had to do with anything. I was just looking out and longingly looking at this street, which I wish would just fix itself. What were you saying? Sorry, what?
Something about power rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. It's not good enough to just have things in this world. You have to power rank them accordingly. And so that, my friend, is what we do on Wednesdays. We power
that's what
rank.
we do on Wednesdays.
Remember, we always wear pants because pants are not optional. But when our pants are on, which we put on one leg at a time on Wednesdays, once they're on, we power rank.
Number 5.
All right, number 5 for me. I've got the Kansas Jayhawks here.
Ooh.
Kansas is
Ooh.
working their way up
Impressed by their win over K State, I see.
towards the top of the conference. I just realized who I left out, but I'm doubling down. I've got Kansas at number 5.
You're a smart man.
They've got all the pieces. The defense is getting better. I love what Flory Badunga is doing with the pick and roll game. He was a monster against K-State. They had just absolutely no answer for him. And Kansas went on the road, dominated the Wildcats without Darren Peterson. I'm starting to think the Darren Peterson stuff is no longer an issue. Like, if he plays, he plays. If he doesn't, he doesn't. This is a really good basketball team with him or without him because Melvin Council is Tyshawn Taylor 2.0. Kansas, dangerous, not quite dominant, but very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, get off the ledge. Kansas, I also have Kansas at number 5. I'm shocked that you have them at number 5, but I feel like the resume justifies it. Since starting 1-2 in conference play and trying to avoid going 1-3 for the first time in over 3 decades, all they've done now is rattle off 4 straight wins and looked really impressive in doing so. I still stand by that you can never judge a team based on their 4 best games and their 4 worst games. But I think at some point, they're going to need Darren Peterson to be a consistent player for them down the stretch of these games. But you're right. I mean, Melvin Council, Flory Bidunga have kind of helped, and Trey White especially have kind of helped Kansas and Kansas fans forget it in certain moments that they don't have Darren Peterson. I think they figured out more so how to play with or without each other in a way that's probably big picture pretty good for them. But look, they're 3-5 right now in quad one games, but 7-0 in quad two. And they've got many more opportunities to improve their quad one standing. And if they do, they'll be higher than a 4 seed. Kansas to me, number 5.
Number 4.
All right, number 4 is where I have the Iowa State Cyclones. And I almost put Kansas at number 4. I know they played head-to-head, but I think that our thoughts about Iowa State are a little bit muddied by their loss in Allen Fieldhouse. Like, Kansas would have beaten the dream team in Allen Fieldhouse on that night. That was just an absolute buzzsaw. Iowa State is still elite defensively. Sure, the offense can stall at times. I think that's the question for their ceiling. But they've got a triple-double machine in Joshua Jefferson. They've got a veteran point guard in Momcilovic. When he is on, Iowa State's unbeatable. So Iowa State, I still think, has a really high ceiling. They had a nice bounce-back win over the weekend at Oklahoma State where they just dominated a team that was backed into a corner and, frankly, has been a little bit disappointing in Big 12 play. I've got Iowa State number 4.
Yeah, and I mean, they're kind of like Kansas. I also have Iowa State at 4. I wonder if we're going to have the exact same rankings this week. Maybe we might have a difference of opinion at 2. We'll see. But 18-2, they had that 2-game slip against Kansas and Cincinnati, but those are still quad 1 and quad 2 losses. Iowa State has played 12 of their 20 games against the quad 1 or quad 2, at 10-2 in those 2. So I think from a resume standpoint, they check a lot of boxes. And you said it. I mean, Joshua Jefferson, I think the lineup with Torrey is one of the best in the Big 12. They're so good defensively, and when they're scoring at a high level, they're impossible to beat. And we haven't even mentioned Momcilovic, who's shooting like 60% from 3, which is just insane. Iowa State number 4 for me as well.
Number 3.
Yeah, this is where I've got Texas Tech. Texas Tech splitting with Houston I thought was huge. Out-rebounding them by 16 showed me that Texas Tech can be the more physical, dominant team on the glass, which is a huge question mark that I had for them because there's so much sizzle and finesse with Anderson and Toppin. Toppin making his free throws was another just little thing to keep an eye on because they're going to need that in the NCAA tournament. Texas Tech, to me, eye test wise, since January 1st, Wise is a top 10 team in America. I believe a legitimate Final Four contender. I love this Texas Tech team, but I've got them number 3.
Yeah, they're playing as good a basketball as they've been playing all year right now in this stretch. And, hopefully they're getting healthier too, because that's a huge part of their, potential growth defensively. I also, no, I do not have Texas Tech at 3. I beg your pardon. This is where we disagree. I have Houston at 3. How can you put Texas Tech at 3 when Houston just lost to Texas Tech? I know they split. They did the home road split, but currently I've got Houston at number 3, 17-2, 5-1 in the Big 12. Obviously one of the top defenses in college basketball as they continue to look like one of the best, but certainly not against Texas Tech, who did a good job scoring against them. So I've got Houston at number 3.
Number 2.
Wow. Defending national champs, 19 straight on the road, and you lose a road game, and all of a sudden you drop to number 3.
Whoa. Okay, a couple of things. They were not the defending national champs. They lost.
Runner-ups, Ari, you know what I mean. They were the defending
16
champs in my
straight
heart.
on the road. Okay, 16.
Oh, 16 straight. Excuse me. They didn't win the next 3. They only won 16 straight
Only
on the
won
road.
16 straight on the road. I mean,
Lost in a snowstorm. Could barely get to the arena. Sold-out crowd. College game day. They
I understand.
lose it.
Who won?
Whatevs. I've got Houston number 2. Still the league's toughest out in my eyes. Kingston Fleming's going for 42 points, albeit in a loss. The defense travels. Now, you got to be better on the glass. Can't let Texas Tech out-rebound you by 16, but if there's one guy that can dig into that, it's Kelvin Sampson. I bet they're not out-rebounded again all season long with JoJo Tugler and Sinak and the other guys on the front line. They're a beast. I've still got Houston at number 2.
Yeah, I actually kind of feel bad for them. I can't imagine what Kelvin Sampson has put them through.
Oh.
Getting out
camp. January boot camp.
Yeah, I've got Texas Tech at number 2. Texas Tech 12 threes made against Houston, 17 threes made against Baylor, 11 against BYU, 13 against Utah, 11 against Colorado. That is 5 straight with double-digit threes made. And the one game they didn't, their last game against Houston, they had 9. The previous one, Oklahoma State, 17. So they have gone one Big 12 game with hitting less than double digits threes. And in that one, their loss to Houston, they went 9 for 28. Clearly their worst shooting performance of the season, but shows you how good they are as a 3-point shooting team. And this is not like they're hot or cold type situation. They can win even when they're shooting 30-some% from 3, even based on their high volume. Like the BYU win where they only shot 38% from 3 on 11 of 29. They still won that one going away. They're the hottest team right now in the Big 12. They're playing as good a basketball as there is. And again, this is not a variance team. They can still win despite not shooting 40 or 50% from 3. They're a high volume 3-point shooting team. 2 is number 2 for me is Texas Tech.
Number 1.
Arizona, most complete team in America, not just the Big 12. Physical, veteran-led at the point with Jaden Bradley, built for March. They're my pick right now to win the national championship. Off to their best start since 2013, and they're only 2 games away from their best start in program history, and they've had a lot of bangers at Arizona. I've got Arizona number 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is an all-timer for a program that's had multiple national championships and, but has not won one in quite some time. I mean, 21-0 is 21-0, and they've beaten good teams. They've won all different kinds of ways. Good luck out rebounding them. Good luck getting them to not score in the paint. I mean, they're so good. They've got 1 through 5 can win inside on you because you're probably going to be outsized by them 1 through 5, and all the pieces fit. Like it feels like they've got a lot of guys that could do a lot of good things in terms of like big men. They can pass, they could rebound. Obviously, they've got point guards and 2 guards that will take you down low and score from the low block. They're a fun team to watch. Their style is really hard, seemingly impossible to stop. We talk about dictating the terms, and like 21 games, and nobody's been able to dictate the terms against Arizona. That obviously says a ton. Arizona, the unanimous number 1 team in college basketball, and the unanimous number 1 in our power ranking.
All right, guys. On to our next. So, we always power rank something random on Power Ranking Wednesday. And the thing that we are ranking today is Andre Iguodala's 42nd birthday. The Arizona alum is 42 years old today. So, we're going to go through the top 5 Andres. Let's do it.
Why would we power rank the top 5 Arizona basketball players of all time when we could just power rank the top 5 Andres of all time? Let's give it a whirl, James. Who you got?